What's up, community? Welcome to the No Bull Podcast. I'm your host, Brianna Bull, and I'm bringing you everything basketball. Okay, so what a night. What a night. The WNBA continues to surprise us. And if you've been a fan, you're tuning in. I know that we keep seeing upsets and teams winning that we do not expect to win at all. So we're going to obviously dive into that. We'll dive into the two games that happened last night, the recap. We'll talk about surprises, talk about how I was completely wrong. Yes, I can admit when I am wrong. And then we will also talk about all the games. We'll go over the games that are going to happen tonight. There's a lot of games on tonight, a few key huge games, and then we are going to wrap it up with the WNBA All-Star voting. Voting does end tomorrow. I think I still might cast my votes today. Okay, let's talk about yesterday, because I started my stream early, maybe like around 11 a.m., maybe like a little bit after that, but I had no idea right off the bat. So the two games that happened last night were the Indiana Fever versus the Los Angeles Sparks. And then we had the Las Vegas Aces hosting the Washington Mystics. And when I went live yesterday, nowhere did it say that Caitlin Clark was going to be out. So let's start there. The WNBA website is where I usually go to look at games. They'll show the projected starters. At that time of 11 a.m. yesterday, there were no projected starters, and they had an injury report, and nowhere on that injury report did it say that Caitlin Clark was going to be out. And when the game was about to start, I saw that the article, so if the game started yesterday at 7, and the article I posted at 9 hours ago, I was like, bro, literally while I was recording, while I was going live, the Caitlin Clark, it was announced that she was going to be out. So there's something that I need to do on my end to make sure I have all the latest injury reports, because the Indiana team is a team that I follow for the WNBA. Then there was no notification. I follow Caitlin Clark as a player, so I don't understand why I didn't see that until right before tip-off. I'm like, bro, if I knew she wasn't playing, there's a high possibility that I would not have the Fever beating the Sparks. I'm just saying, I was not, especially with them. They don't have Duana. They didn't have another bench person, I don't think. So I believe Sophia Cunningham, she didn't start the game. Someone else started. But still, they were just missing people, key scorers for them. So I already would have anticipated their offense was going to be a little dicey. I'm very, very disappointed about that. So I just want to say, with the WNBA, I understand they might get reports later or whatever, or updates on their website. I need y'all to update y'all website as soon as possible. But another adjustment I can obviously make is maybe just not streaming as early as I did. So, because anything can happen throughout the course of the day, right? Clearly. So there's that. She is out. Caitlin Clark is out with a groin injury. And so, and then also I just saw that Duana Bronner, she was released. She was released from the Fever. So I don't think she's going to be playing with them. But as far as WNBA news, let's see. We're going to start off with Las Vegas Aces and the Mystic game first, because that was the game was fun to watch. Both games were fun to watch, but the Washington Mystics are climbing up to be one of my favorite teams. And because I think I have the luxury of just being the WNBA, anybody actually has this luxury of this is starting to heat up. We can start putting our roots down on who is going to be our team that we stick with. That's what I want for myself, because I jump from team to team in the NBA. And my reason behind that is I'm from Maryland. We don't have a team. And as much as like there's the DMV, so I would say the closest team that has always been like, right there is DC. So I could be a Wizards fan. I could be a Mystics fan. You know. But I'm starting to think like, I don't know, like, should I just become a Mystics fan? And because we're talking about proximity, where I'm from, that's the team I want to ride or die with. If Maryland had a team, they would be my ride or die. Y'all remember in the NBA when Baltimore had a team? It was the Baltimore Bullets. I would be a Baltimore Bullet fan to this day if they still had a team. To this day. So now it's kind of like, okay, who's going to be my favorite team? Right now, I always just say the Bulls. I say the Bulls are my favorite team because that's my last name. And Derrick Rose is my all-time favorite player. So I'm like, I'll stick with the Bulls. I'll rock out with them, but it still doesn't feel, it feels a little disingenuous. I'm not going to lie. Because I've always had like favorite players, not necessarily favorite team. Long story short, with the WNBA, I really want to lock in like this is my team. And I understand that it changes over the years, stuff like that. But I really want to find a team where I'm like, I'm ride or dying for this team. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about just doing that with the Mystics. They be like, who's your team? I'm just really feeling like I'm going to say the Mystics. But watching them play, I will say they are probably my favorite team I have seen play so far. And we'll get into that. But so I just want to do a quick rundown of injury. So again, Caitlin Clark is out with a groin injury. She was already sidelined for 5 games due to a quad issue. So last night would have marked her 6th mixed game for this regular season, which is low-key a lot since they only play in 42. Okay. We also have Brittany Sykes still out with her leg injury. Let's see. Marina Mayberry, she's still out. She has a knee injury, so the Sun are really impacted from that. I don't really see any other like major injuries out there. Now I know Nafisha Collier is still out with her back injury. So let's see. We'll get into those projections going into today, since there's so many games on today. And finally, we will get to see the Phoenix Mercury play, because that is the only team in the entire league I have yet to see play. So I'm really looking forward to watching them play, see why they have such a great record, why they have one of the best records in the Eastern Conference. And the Western Conference. Eastern Conference? Hold on. Bear with me. I'm pretty sure they're in the West. Okay, yeah. They have the second best record in the Western Conference. And they're number 3 overall in the entire league. And they have a 11-4 record. So that's one. They're tied. They have one loss more than New York Liberty, but they're tied with the New York Liberty for the second most wins, right behind the Minnesota Lynx. So I want to watch their team. I want to see why they're so good, and then I will make my WNBA All-Star predictions. But I think I'll start making some predictions, and if I make any changes later, I'll definitely do that. But in the meantime, let's get into this WNBA game, Mystics versus the Las Vegas Aces. Okay, so for the starters for the Mystics, Well, actually, let's do aces. They had Kia Stokes, Aja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, and Jackie Young. For the Mystic, they started Shakira Austin, Kiki Irfan, sorry Kiki if I got that wrong, Shug Sutton, Sonia Citron, and Jade Melbourne. Now, Jade Melbourne went down early on with the elbow to the face. I think it was by Chelsea Gray. Chelsea did get a flagrant for that. But Melbourne, Jade, she ended up losing a tooth. Okay, so she left the game with a minute, and in her place was Lucy Olsen, who ended up with an amazing game, which pretty much, even though technically she did not start, every starter for the Washington Mystics scored in double digits. So they had a really good scoring night. But overall, the Washington Mystics, they've been quietly heating up. They rolled into Vegas, and these are the defending champs, and they beat them 94-83. Defending champs. Okay, let's start there. And we've seen the Aces struggle so far this year. I said it yesterday when I said after I watched them play against the Connecticut Sun, I was like, maybe they're playing like this because they're playing against a crappy team. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but they do not look like a championship caliber team the way that they're so lackadaisical on offense. So I do wanna point that out. They've lost their groove. They're not really. They might think I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the breakdown is, but basketball is a game of runs. But going back to the Washington Mystics, that's 3 games in a row that they've won. They just beat the top team in the league, the Minnesota Lynx, without Nafisha Collison. But here's the thing. They're without Brittany Sykes, their leading scorer and leading assist man. Look at that ball movement, setting solid screens, finishing. They just are like every member on their team is just heating up. Now, the rookie, Sonia Citron, she was the story of the night. She dropped 21 points. She went 3 for 4 from the 3. And she just looked like she was in total control. Here goes Shakira Austin. Double team, score, and 1. She said, look, you're too small. Shakira Austin, she added a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. Now, despite Aja's 22 points, Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, they did chipped in 13 points. It still was not enough for this Mystic team. There goes Sutton. That was one of her 6 assists of the night. Sutton is becoming one of my favorites to watch. She's a really small person. I underestimated the size. Now, here's the thing. Neither team turned the ball over that much. It's very interesting because each team had a total of 9 turnovers, but what's interesting is it was the Mystics that capitalized and got 21 points off of those 9 turnovers versus the Las Vegas Aces. They only ended up capitalizing with 12 points over the 9 turnovers. So it was, and then what's even more interesting is the Las Vegas Aces shot better. They shot 50% from the field. And the Mystics only shot 45.7% from the field. But you know what it was, though? It was that 3-point. It was nasty. Nasty work. Washington Mystics shot 52.6% from the 3. Bam. We had Sug was 3 for 5. Lucy Olsen 3 for 7, and Sanaya 3 for 4. These ladies just were not missing the 3, man. And again, despite Aja, I think Aja, she led all scoring with 22 points. Of course, she just came off of that 5,000 fastest player ever to get her 5,000 point. So we didn't anticipate anything less from her. And then Jewel Lloyd and Chelsea Gray doing what they can. That was Chelsea Gray doing what they can with their scoring. But these ladies are on fire. I'm loving the chemistry. You could tell that they're having a lot of fun out there, the Mystics. They're out rebounding. And one at the and one. It was their game from the beginning. Now, they got off to a quick 9-0 lead in the first quarter, and that really baffled. Look how lazy they are on defense, the Aces. They didn't have it in them to come back. At one point, the largest lead was 22 points. And so they got outscored in every single quarter except for the fourth. They tried really hard to bring it back, but there was just this knockdown. Nobody out there. The rotation for the Aces was really sloppy. That was tough. That mismatch was great. Great mismatch. Yeah. We're gonna watch just a little bit more. 5 minutes left in the third. It's 67-51. You see them chipping away slowly in the third. And I think a lot of the breakdowns for the Mystics defensively was just the fact that they are so undersized. And I'm surprised the Aces did not capitalize more on that. Like, it's not that they don't got big people. I think their guards are undersized, and they just constantly ended up in a mismatch, if that makes sense. Like, poor transition defense. Oh. Yeah. It's been really fun watching them play. And you know what? Breakout stars like Sonia, maybe her name's Sonia. I don't know. I called her Sanaya, but it's probably Sonia. Sonia, the freshman, and then we saw Kate Martin the other night. Like, we're seeing a lot from these freshman guards. Well, not freshman, rookie guards, and it's like really fun to watch. And then Sug Sutton. With Brittany Sykes out, their leading scorer. I'm telling you, it's just, I'm not worried for the Mystics. I think they're finding their footing, and I wouldn't be surprised to see their win streak continue on. I'm worried for the Aces. I'm very concerned for them. What's up, Cozy Flacco? It said, you were made for a podcast. I really, truly appreciate that. I started this not to like blow up or become popular or whatever. I truly just love talking about basketball. And I was like, you know what? I want to make a channel about it. Let's just do it. Let's do it. So it brings me a lot of joy. It brings me a lot of passion. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you and your support. Again, in the fourth quarter, the Las Vegas Aces did manage to outscore the Mystics, but by then it just wasn't enough. So you saw some adjustments that they were making, and even adjustments that the Mystics were making. They started doing doubles, and I'm like, why are y'all double teaming? I don't know. I wasn't understanding the adjustments that the Mystics made, but it was all right. Their scoring held them down. Okay, that matchup with Shakira and Aja, I was really excited to see that. And they did not disappoint. See, here's Jewel Lloyd. She's so good. She's so crafty. All right, Sug. Knockdown. Another three. That was Lucy Olsen, I believe. Hyped up. I'd be hyped up too. You didn't expect to play that much. And then Jade Melbourne going down early in the first quarter. And then Lucy pretty much ends up playing the rest of the game. By the way, Sug played the entire game. Didn't look like she was gassed at all. Another thing I love about her. She did not sit down. There goes Shakira coming through, becoming one of the best. She's definitely one of the best bigs in the league right now, 100%. I'd take Shakira over Azare Austin, who we'll talk about coming up in this next game with the Indiana Fever versus the Sparks. But yeah, what a fun game to watch. Mystics did not disappoint, and I look forward to watching them again. Again, they're on a 3-game winning streak. All right. They are beating teams nobody thought that they would beat. Everybody bet against them. We love an underdog team, right? We love when everybody counts against them. You lose your best scorer, your best passer to injury, and y'all continue to play at a high caliber, even better than when you had her on the team. That's awesome. Okay, moving on. This was a really hard game for me to watch because the Indiana Fever they had so many opportunities to win this game, and they fell short on all of them. And then they got exposed this game. I'll be honest. Like, we knew the Sparks, one thing about the Los Angeles Sparks, they play the same every time. Like, you're not really surprised about what they're going to bring to the court. You just want to see what they do and let them do it really well. But Indiana, they exposed themselves tonight, at least for me, being so new to watching all of this. They got exposed. I really see where they struggle and lack and why their record is the way that it is. Despite not having Caitlin, you thought at the beginning of the game, like, okay, they're holding it down. But then it was just like moments where they made poor decisions offensively. They were not playing as a team. And they weren't getting the ball in Aaliyah. I don't understand it. Why they weren't making those passes. Why they had Kelsey Mitchell at the beginning out of position. Why is Kelsey driving the ball in over and over again, missing it? You need to just have her out in the 3. But because Caitlin's out, she was like their primary ball handler. I didn't understand it. Okay? I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. But we're about to watch it now. We'll do some of the rundowns, recaps. I will say, though, Sophia Cunningham and Lexi Hall, specifically Lexi Hall. I became a Lexi Hall fan last night. I had no idea how much that girl hustled. Like, diving on the floor. She was everywhere last night. Like, she's a hustler. Remember yesterday I was talking about the Golden State Valkyrie? They're a good team, but they play real pretty. Okay? Lexi and Sophie, they ready to get their hands dirty. They diving for the ball. They're just being scrappy. They're reactive. Like, they're very proactive. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're really reactive to the ball. So I was like, Lexi Hall is like, to me, without her, she's not like the best player on the team, but without her, they would not be as good. And I hope you'll get to see it tonight in these highlights, because she does like a lot of stuff that doesn't make it onto the stat line, is what I'm saying. And I just really enjoy watching her play. Okay. Here we go. So, with this. Okay, so we're diving into Indiana's. Now, here's the thing. The Indiana Fever, they were leading. They were trading baskets. They made some comebacks here in the first half. Like, they were really struggling to score. They didn't score for a while in the first quarter. By the second quarter, they start to find their footing, right? But for the most part, you don't see them score for a while. And then the Sparks go scoreless. Indiana makes their comeback, and then it actually becomes like a game, right? But late in the game, the Sparks ended up flipping the script. They went on a 19-8 run, and they ended up just capturing control, and they ultimately sealed the game. And honestly, it was their front court. It was their bigs. Indiana's really undersized, and I see why they rely so heavily. That was Natasha Howard. I see why they rely so heavily on Natasha, because she's of her size. They rely heavily on Aaliyah. But other than that, they're actually a really, really small team. And when they have Sophia Cunningham in, although she can knock the three down, she moves around a lot. They're really at a size disadvantage when they do that. But because they were so small, they did rely heavily on their guard play, but their guards were not looking in, and it was really frustrating me. It's like we want a Azare Stevens on the Sparks. She's a great big woman, but you can put her into foul trouble if you play her right. And I just feel like they weren't positioning Aaliyah. Like, look how many times Aaliyah was sealed inside. Okay, they gave it to her right there. Boom. She gets her own rebound, puts it back up. But that's only one of the few times you actually see them give it to her. I'm like, bro, she had so many women sealed. And like, yes, the Sparks were they were shying over in the rotation, but it was Kelsey Plum that was kind of shying over. Then they would double Aaliyah, and Aaliyah was not passing it back out. Like, it was really frustrating to watch. They just did not capitalize offensively the way they should, because this Sparks team is not really that great on defense. I'm being real. You see how Kelsey Mitchell drove in? She kept doing that last night and kept missing. I'm like, bro, she blows by defenders, but she does not finish well. So I was like, girl, shoot a three or something. I'm sorry. All right, let's shift from the Indiana Fever real quick and talk about the Sparks here. Azare Stevens, she came through 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and she mostly dominated in the fourth quarter when you finally see the coach have them capitalize on their size. It was like, finally, coach, why didn't y'all do that? They were doing it, but they went away from it for a while. Dearica Hamby, she had 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. She was everywhere last night. Azare Stevens, she's unstoppable. I think she's like 6'5", 6'6", and she knows how to use her body well. Maybe she's like 6'4", 6'5". Look at the seal. Mismatch. They were getting cooked inside. But and then, it just, yeah. Kelsey Plum, who just had that assist, that was one of her 6 assists. She also had 21 points. There goes Sophie again with her shot. Okay, well, that's I'm gonna check the I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Tyreek. Okay, so now we start to see a slight maintain of the lead here by the Indiana Fever. (30-36), easy bucket. I'm not a huge fan of Natasha Howard, I'll be honest with you. I don't really think she's mid, in my opinion. Being real, bro. She mid. She cool, but she mid for sure. One person that I feel like what was her stat line from the Sparks that I actually enjoy watching her play, because she has Rickea Jackson. I really like Rickea Jackson. She had 14 points. She shot 6 for 14. She had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. She just passed the ball up there. Screen. She's up there at the top of the key. She's really long, and what is she? Is she a forward? Hold on. I think she's a small forward, bro. Yeah, she's a forward. Out of Tennessee. She was first round, 4th pick. I really enjoy watching Rickea Jackson play. She's super consistent. She averages 12.5 points per game, 1.6 assists. She shoots 29% from the 3. And for being a forward, I am not mad at that. She's almost shooting 30%. Imagine if she got her 3-pointer up to 32%. Imagine. And then Kelsey Mitchell, she obviously started getting hot. The team started feeding her. That was an excellent pass and one. I had hope for the Fever at the end of the third, but going into the fourth, it was starting to look rough for them. Rough. And we're going to see here. Okay, here goes behind the back. Knocked down Kelsey Mitchell. That was like her back-to-back three. Brought them the lead up to almost 10 at 9. And now it's 48-54. 40 seconds left in the three. She hits another one. So, again, heading into the fourth quarter, I had so much hope and faith in them. But here goes the Sparks with this drive to end the quarter to bring them to cut the lead by 8. And it was an and one, I believe. Oh, no, I don't know. So then we start the fourth off. Still had hope. I was like, okay, Fever. Like, y'all really holding it down. This is where it goes left. We start seeing very bad fouls. One thing about Natasha Howard I don't like is she will foul at the worst time. Like, she just doesn't play great defense, so she always resorts to fouling. I'd be like, girl, you got to be smarter than that. She obviously could not stick. And then number 5, who's number 5? De'Erica Hamby. Bro, the way she set screens, I'm like, shorty tough. You be watching these girls and I be like, yo, you're actually like super tough. Like, why do y'all be losing so bad? I just think, like, the Sparks are super, like, they can score, okay? I all these girls, take them one-on-one, they can score on anybody in the league. But put them together as a team, they be struggling. But they're young. You know, a couple more experience, some continuity. Yeah, they're big. Their front court was dominating. Yeah. That's Mitchell. That's not Mitchell. That's what's her name? Let's see. Oh, that was Aria McDonald. She had 14 points, 3 for 8. She got most of her points from the free throw line. She shot 7 for 10. She had 2 steals. Now, if the Fever had Caitlin Clark, you see how they were dumping it into Aaliyah? I'm telling you right now, they did not do that a lot, and they had a lot more opportunities to dump it in. They also got out-rebounded. Indiana Fever got out-rebounded. Look at that. Azra Stevens, another and one. She got that board over 3 Fever players, bro. 3! Now, there was a little scuffle last night with it was a little scuffle for real. Hold on. Come back here to the screen. There was a little scuffle. It wasn't a scuffle, but you know, Caitlin Clark, she's so passionate, and it was at one point she was like damn near yelling at the refs, like she was an assistant coach, like she was next to the head coach. She was very frustrated by the calls that were being made by the refs, and so you see her at one point. You see Kelsey Plum like, give her a tech, you know. So that's the stuff we definitely come for. We come for that. That's what puts the fans in the seats. I'm just kidding. Basketball puts the fans. Oh, by the way, I think the attendance for the Las Vegas game, it was hosted at Las Vegas, 10,000 people. The Valkyrie, the game before that, the Valkyrie, the night before that, 18,000 people. Okay? I think people don't think the Mystics are that good, so they didn't really want to step out. Plus, was it a Thursday night? No excuses. But these fans, they're showing up and showing out. They're seeing some attendance at these games. Let me see how many people showed up at the Indiana. 17,274 people came to the Indiana Fever game. The best crowd I've seen so far is the Valkyries. Their crowd is lit. But yeah. Okay, so we had... And the Sparks, by the way, the Sparks needed that win. They were on a 4-game losing streak. So they finally snapped their 4-game losing streak. So I'm happy that they won. I'm a little frustrated that I was not told that they would that Caitlin would not be playing. I wish I knew that. But the rivalry between these two teams continue. I call it a rivalry because, again, their last 4 games, they've been trading wins and losses. So the game before this game last night, the Indiana Fever won. So then the game before that, the Sparks won. And then the game before that, Indiana Fever won. So, I even said that. I was like, if we go based off trajectory, the Sparks are going to win this one. But yeah, I'm excited to see the next game, the next 2 meetings between these two teams. Not sure when that will be, but still excited to see. Okay, let us get into tonight's action. A ton of games on. Oh, it's only 2 games tonight. Wait a minute. No. There's a ton of games on tonight. There's 5 games tonight. Oh, you know what? I had, it's okay. All right. Ton of games on tonight. We have. Let me check the chat. Okay, nothing in the chat so far. No problem. Okay, Friday, June 27th. We have 2 games on at 7:30 and 3 games on at 10. All of these are going to be broadcasted on League Pass. It says restrictions apply, but you can also watch it on Ion. So thank goodness I have Xfinity Stream. If I log onto the WNBA app and it tells me that it is not available on League Pass because it's being broadcasted locally. That seems to continue to be a trend. I did watch it on Amazon Prime Video last night, and I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it was my mom's Wi-Fi because I was at her house yesterday. I don't know if it was her Wi-Fi or it was the app or I don't know. But the game kept skipping. It wasn't loading. They kept losing sound. I was getting so frustrated. So I finally just was like, I can't watch this live. I had to wait to watch it after. And that's what I ended up having to do. So I'm hoping that tonight's watch experience will be a little bit more seamless and fun. I hate to be that guy to complain. Okay. But I have invested into this League Pass. And so far, I've only been able to watch it one time live. That was on Wednesday. I was able to watch it. No problem, because both of them were on League Pass. But Thursday, Monument, Tuesday, Wednesday, I had to watch it after. It's been difficult to watch. I'm not gonna lie. So, what's up, Dame? Good afternoon. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Really glad. If you rewind or you catch the beginning, I just went over the 2 losses. I call them 2 losses, but yeah, I went over the 2 games last night. So now we're about to break down all games tonight. And then after we break down these games, maybe do some predictions, we are going to do the WNBA All-Star voting. And we're going to cast our votes. So if you haven't casted your vote already, love to hear. Or if you have, love to hear what you have, who you picked for your All-Star team. And then also, I want to hear how you feel about last night. Were you surprised? Were you not shocked? And then what else? I forgot just now. But yeah. Okay, let's get into it. So, first game on the docket. Minnesota Lynx and Atlanta Dream. Now, the odds are kind of close together. So, to me, it's like people aren't really sure what's going to happen. The Minnesota Lynx are 12-2. Atlanta Dream's 10-5. Now, like I said, I've watched both of these teams play so far, right? The only team I have yet to watch is the Phoenix Mercury. And, wait, hold on. Oh, gotta plug my laptop in. I have yet to watch the Phoenix Mercury. So, I'm excited to look at their stats and to kind of predict, kind of see, like, maybe I can get an idea of what this team is going to be like. But just seeing both of these teams play so far, I do not like Atlanta Dream. I just don't. I do not like it. I was very disappointed in them. I don't like how they play. So to see that they're 10-5, I'm kind of shocked. But the Minnesota Lynx without Nafisha, is she going to come back tonight? Not sure. Actually, I'm going to also just look that up. So is she playing tonight? This was posted 5 hours ago from Fansided. I don't know. Let's just click on it. She may miss another game as she deals with a back injury. Now, back injuries are tough. They're one of the most well-rounded teams in the league. She's questionable. She can miss. So this would be her 4th game of the season on Friday night. And they're on the road. She's questionable for the matchup. And she's the only player on the injury report for Friday. Oh, that's why I wanted to talk with you about Dane. Bro, the injury report. Bro, Caitlin Clark was not on the injury report when we were logged in, tapped in yesterday morning. I was like, when I saw that she was out, I didn't know she was going to be out until like 5 minutes before the game started. I was like, bro, what? When? Since when? I didn't see a notification. I got my notifications on. So I was very confused. Very, very confused, bro. I would have completely looked at the games completely different with her not playing. So that threw me off, not gonna lie. Groin injury. But okay. So Nafisha, she's questionable. Let's go back to this page. Let's just hop right in. Let's hop right in at this game. And you know, it's interesting that they got this game at 7:30 right off the bat, because I think it's going to be a good one. I'm hoping it is. Need to know, Minnesota leads the league in defensive rating, and Ryan Howard for Atlanta leads the league in 3-point field goals made per game. The last time these two teams played each other was last year, September 10th. So these teams haven't seen each other in a while, but let's look at their last 4 games. We have the Minnesota Lynx beat them by 12. Then they saw each other again. Minnesota again beat them by a significant 13. Wait, no, that's not 13. I can't count. 7. And then they played in June of last year, and the Lynx beat them again by 13. And then they beat them here, 92-79. Looks like even their last 5 matches, Minnesota Lynx is 5-0 against the Dream. Now, I'm looking at their record. It looks like the Dream wasn't really that good. But like even when they met here in May last year, they were kind of both doing decent in their conference. And even when they met 2 years ago, the Dream and both of their records were decent. It wasn't really until last year. It was like the Dream, I guess they were struggling, and the Lynx were good, but yeah. Let's go to the players. Now, hopefully, because we're little later in the day, we're going to see some projected starters. Thank goodness. Because maybe we'll see some accurate injury reports, because at 11 a.m. yesterday, it was not accurate. Very frustrating. All right. That's pretty tough, Ryan Howard. She leads the team with assists, but she's also shooting the ball really well. Okay, so projected starters. Nafisha is in the projected starters, and she's listed. Her estimated return date is today. Says game time decision. I mean, being out for, like, I think about back injuries in the league, the NBA this year, and like guys like Lauri Markkanen, he had a back injury. He was out for at least 4 games. Like, this seems like a normal timeline. It's very, very likely that Nafisha will make her return tonight. Then we have, so we got Bridget Carlton, Alana, which, watching Alana, she's tough. She's a great big. Like, she's in the paint. She finishes really well. She has a great pull-up jump shot. Like, I enjoyed watching her play. You got Kayla McBride and then Courtney Williams. And then on the Atlanta Dream, Brittany Griner, who only averages like 18 minutes a game. That's weak to me. That's weak. Like, why? Has it always been like that? What the heck? And then Brianna Jones, she's really good too. I enjoy watching her play. Jordan Canada. Alicia Gray is who disappointed me. I was looking forward to watching her play, and instead of just hooping, she was complaining. And when she's not doing good, she's really not doing good. Last game, she shot 3 for 13 from the field. And I was watching her, and I was just like, I'm not impressed. Like, Sabrina versus her, 2 really great players. Sabrina had a terrible shooting night, but you didn't see her get impacted from it. Like, it just didn't seem to bother her that she wasn't shooting well. She just kept hooping. But Alicia, she was whining. All these, the Dream in general, to me, they were just some whiners. I did not enjoy watching that. And then Ryan Howard, she's really tough too. So if Minnesota is really good defensively, I'm curious to see how well they'll hold these players to their averages and like if they'll be able to stop them. Yeah, I'm still learning. Like their sizes, their height, things like that. Looks like let's pull up some stat muse. Let's do some stat muse, eh? Nothing like a quick stat muse. See what the chat's got to say. Your day going good, twin, and I can't believe the aces. You know, like I was saying yesterday, I was kind of like concerned for them based on how they were playing against the Suns, but I didn't think. I was like, maybe it's because the Suns are terrible. So like, but it just seems like they kind of had that same lackadaisical vibe, like, they was making rookie mistakes, and they all very seasoned. Like, they're one of the most seasoned teams in the league. So I was really surprised to see them play the way they did. Okay, what are we doing? Let's do links. Last 5 games. I think I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. Yeah, I did. Oh well. They knew what I was trying to say. Okay. So looking at their last 5. Again, they just coming off a loss against the Washington Mystics. A huge upset. They only lost by 4, but it was a very low scoring game for them. So they obviously struggled to score. And since Nafisha has been out for 4 games, I don't really think it was their scoring that was an issue for them. It was just the Mystics. They were hooping. So let's take away that anomaly. We'll call it an anomaly for right now. Despite, even though the Mystics beat the defending champs, like, we're gonna look at it like, okay, they're averaging 80 points and they were held to 64. It doesn't look like they should score that low again coming up in this next game. They rebounded pretty normal and well compared to their last 5. They didn't have that many assists, and I'm assuming because they weren't making that many shots in their last game. Yeah. They were shooting 46%, 24%. 35% from the 3. Looks like they're going to take a good amount of 3s tonight. I hope so. It's fun watching them girls shoot, especially when they start hitting. That's fun. And then they've been shooting very poor from the line these past 2 games. But they go to the line a lot. So I wonder what's happening here with the free throws. And hopefully we'll see some better free throw shooting from them. Because it seems like when they make their free throws, it makes up a lot of their points. At least damn near 20 of them. 15 to 20 of their points. So that can contribute to their low scoring for sure. And then the fouls. It's not bad. It was pretty normal. Now their turnovers, though. They've been turning the ball over a lot. I just feel like to go from having 12, 9, and 8 to then 20 and 19. Let me look at their last 10 games real quick. Because those turnovers, that is a lot. And I'm curious to see what the steals look like for the Atlanta Dream. Because watching them play against the Dallas Wings, they just seemed like they just were giving up, bro. I did not like watching them play. Okay, so let's see. We got for turnovers, 11, 15, 12, 23. Okay, that's crazy. 6, 12, 9, 8, 20, 19. Just based off of this trend, because again, basketball is a game of runs. It's very rare that it's more likely when you look up stats like this, you'll see how a player trends or a team trends, and you could kind of pick up on their waves. I don't see them turning the ball over that much tonight. I actually foresee them having a good night. Like, I got a good feeling about them, especially with Nafisha coming back. Looking like she's coming back, bro. And even if she doesn't, I'm not concerned for them. Because what? If she was out 4 games or 3 games, was she out for this game? Like, I'm not really concerned for their scoring with her out. Was that against? And that was against the Sparks. Blew them out, bro. Okay, let me just real quick see their field goal. Yep. Pretty much field goal percentage around 46. Not bad. What was I looking for? Free throws. Yep, 77%. Rebounds. I'm really surprised. Well, no, I'm not surprised since they out-rebounded the Las Vegas Aces. Like, I'm not surprised about that. But yeah, have they played the Dream? Oh yeah, they haven't seen each other since last year, so they haven't played them this year yet. Now, Atlanta Dream and Minnesota, they're in different conferences. So this is not a conference game. But since the Dream, they have the second best record in the East, and the Lynx have the first best record, it's a huge game, definitely, because both teams have double-digit wins for the season so far. So it's a big game in that sense. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Dream, and then we'll talk about I'm actually now, since I've already looked at Atlanta Dream's last 5 games before, I'm excited to look at their last 10 because it's gonna really help me understand their team more, because maybe just what I saw last night, it was just that wasn't normal Dream behavior, and we'll see tonight. We'll see better. But okay, so it looks like out of their last 10 games, they had 3 losses, so they're 7 for 10. They're coming off of a tough loss, upset of the Dallas Wings. But before that, they beat the Chicago Sky by 7. They barely beat the Washington Mystics by 1. Shout out to the Washington Mystics, man. Slowly but surely become my favorite team. They lost to the New York Liberty by 5. They beat the Mystics again, blew them out. Atlanta played the Sky again, and they beat them by 18. They beat Indiana real bad. Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. They lost to the Connecticut Suns. Oh, by the way, I figured out the 2 wins that the Connecticut Suns have this season is against Indiana. And now the Atlanta Dream, I see. So, interesting. That's really interesting that they lost to them. And then they got a W against Seattle Storm and a W against the Sparks. A real close game again. So, yeah, this is the first time all season these two teams are playing each other. And just based off of what each team kind of has going on and who they've played and who they lost to, who they beat, like, the Atlanta Dream not beating nobody that's tough. I'm sorry. Like, I think the toughest game on here that I feel like they won against was the Seattle Storm. And it was a very close game. They lost by, and they scored 94 points. So that tells me they were shooting really well. Let's go look at the stat line. 29% from the 3. Okay, 44% from the field goal. But they took a ton of shots. They were able to get a lot of shots off. Looks like 13 offensive rebounds. They probably out-rebounded the Storm. And they had 11 turnovers. That's a great game. A really good game. And I'm really starting to think about it even more, too. That the Atlanta Dream, everybody on the team can score. I'm not saying that these girls can't hoop. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not impressed with their mind state, their attitude, and their presence on the court. And that means a lot in basketball. It really does. And so, and then look at who they beat. I'm not really impressed by who they beat either. The Mystics are just now starting to find their footing. I you know what I mean? I don't think that if the Atlanta were to play the Mystics today or yesterday or the day before, they're not winning against them. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, they only lost to them like a week. They only beat them like a week ago, but still. I know what I'm talking about. You could see the shift. How you almost lose by 30 and then you come back and lose by 1. The Mystics are figuring it out. In the Atlanta Dream, they're slipping right now. But yeah, so if I look at their scoring, they can score, man. I'm not saying they can't, but they got held to 55 points against the Dallas Wings. What was different? Their leading scorers were not scoring well. They're going to take a ton of shots. Will the Minnesota Lynx be able to hold them from taking as many shots as they do? And then if they can get their star people out of rhythm, the Atlanta Dream are going to be in trouble. They don't really steal the ball that much. So with the Minnesota Lynx turning the ball over a lot, this Atlanta Dream team, they don't turn the ball over a lot either. So both teams take care of the ball. I think what might happen, though, is the rebounding. If Atlanta Dream gets out-rebounded, if the Minnesota Lynx can out-rebound the Atlanta Dream, they get to the free throw line a decent amount of time here. They take a lot of threes. They had a poor shooting night. So if Atlanta Dream has a great shooting night and they manage to sustain the rebounds, they could definitely beat the Lynx. But I'm looking at this now. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Lynx. That's who I got. I'm going with the Minnesota Lynx. Okay, let's move on. We're already at an hour. Okay. Just checking the chat real quick. All right. I don't know what time is it. 3:11. Bet. Okay. Let's look at the next game on the docket. This is going to be tough for me to watch. I'm not going to lie, because now the odds are really close, but they got the Fever winning. But look, watching the Fever. Okay, the Fever coming off a back-to-back. The Dallas Wings had a chance to chill. And the Fever have to travel too. I mean, they were already in the West Coast, but still, they had to hop on a plane in a night, like they've been traveling. They came off of a tough loss. They don't have their star player. The Dallas Wings, they're on a win streak, aren't they? Let's first let's go ahead and click in here. I really like how Dallas is playing right now. So the last time these teams played each other, looks like Indiana came out on top 3 out of the 4 times. But a 1-point game. They saw each other last year. Indiana only beat them by 1. Then they came and they beat them again by 7. Then the Wings beat them by 8. And then it looks like, so Indiana allows the lowest 3-point goal percentage, but the Dallas leads the league in offensive rebounds per game. So let's look at players. Hopefully they got projected starters on here. And Caitlin better be on this injury report, because she was not on the injury report last time. Okay. My thing is, did anybody see Caitlin get hurt in the last game? Because I didn't. So to see that she was out really kind of was like, it says she's supposed to come back tonight. Okay, so for the projected starters, Indiana, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell. Now, Lee Yaru. Bro, for the Dallas Wings, Lee Yaru. I'm not going to lie, yo. You might look at Lee's stats right now and be like 4.2 points per game, 3.3 rebounds. Like, Shorty not even that. No, Shorty is tough, bro. She had this tough bucket on Brittany Griner. But she's solid. And I can only see her getting better. She does not speak English that well. But she's going to set a solid screen, bro. I mean, she does a little jump thing with her hip, but she can shoot. Like, you can't give her too much space. Right there at the free throw line, don't give her too much space, bro, because she going to knock it down. Then there's Paige Bucares, who little foreshadowing. I think I might be voting for her for an All-Star. I'm not gonna lie. And then Kayla Charles, and then Akiri Okonuble. I like her too. Arike. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. But bro, I'm looking at this Dallas Wing team right now. Just before we even look at the stats, I feel like I got Dallas Wings, bro. Aaliyah is a way better center. Don't get me wrong. Like, Aaliyah versus, like Aaliyah is a way better center than Lee, right? And who knows how Lee's going to play defense against Aaliyah? But the Dallas Wings rely heavily on the pick and roll. And I don't think, when I was watching the Sparks play, they don't have too much of a pick and roll type of defense. They more do a seal. Like, Kelsey Plum is just good off a whistle, bow, bow, bow. But the Indiana Fever, they have a pick and roll defense sometimes. So, but their pick isn't even roll. It's actually a guard screens. Their guards are setting the screens. So, But Dallas Wing, they're heavily on the big man's coming to set the screen. And she's rolling. And Paige and Kayla, Enrique, they coming off a dribble pull up. All right. I think both teams are scrappy. Both teams are going to hustle. I think this game is going to be a really, really good game. Okay, let's look at the stats real quick. Let's look at some stats. But I think I really want the Dallas Wings to win this game. I'm not going to lie. Okay, let's look at the Dallas Wings' last 10 games. I like both teams, though. I really do. It's real tough. But, okay, Dallas Wings, I know they've been struggling, all right? Out of the last 10 games, they've only won 3 of them. I understand. Okay, I get it. I really do. But they're starting to really find themselves. Okay? I think them beating this Atlanta team, they showed each other what they could do. And they're coming off that momentum and they're excited. They're like, look, y'all, after all these losses, this is the team that we've been fighting for all year to be. Okay? So, let's look at their rebounds, assists. I like it. Steals. They're scrappy. Blocks. Look at their blocks. They're averaging 4.6 blocks. Come on. Come on. Okay, field goal percentage. They do not shoot that well from the field goal. That's okay. They're not going to stop trying, though. And that's what really matters. Let's look at their 3-point. Yeah, they don't shoot well at all. They are not 3-point shooters. They're not 3%, but they're not. But see, I think I have a little bias with Dallas Wing because they just remind me of a team, of like a college team. Like if I was the type of player I was in college, like they're the type of team that I would fit perfectly on just based on my play style. So how they play, I'm a little biased. Free throw, they shoot really well from the free throw line, and they get to the free throw line a lot. And the Indiana Fever struggle with fouling. So, this team does too, though. Yeah, this game is going to be... This game is going to be really interesting. Now, I do worry. I am a little concerned for the Dallas Wings in the aspect of, like, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall. Those are the type of players that can, like, make you turn the ball over. So, if the Dallas Wings look like they turn the ball over a lot, I'm a little bit concerned. They're going to push it in transition, and the Fever are decent in transition. Like, they're solid. They're not terrible in transition. In fact, they push the ball the tempo too. So, I feel like it's going to be neck and neck. I really need the Dallas Wings to take care of the ball. Please just take care of the ball, because if y'all don't, it's going to get nasty for y'all. I'm telling you, it's going to go bad real fast. I'm also a little concerned for Yee. Shorty, Lee Yaru, just because like I want to see how she matches up. Like with Brittany Griner, I wasn't really that concerned for real. Like she don't really impress me. But watching Lee against Aaliyah, I would be a little concerned. And even Natasha, you feel me? They just give me the impression that they gonna try like big body shorty, just because they think she can't hoop type time. You see what I'm saying? But she learning, she's getting better. Okay. Indiana Fever, they're so inconsistent. Like they lose, they win twice, lose, win twice, lose, win, loss. They're like. I really like Indiana, but just like, welcome back, Dame. I like Indiana, but it's just like, they're very, very unpredictable. I'm looking at their stat line. I'm just like, they are so unpredictable as a team. And a lot of it has to do with, like, even though they have one of the best scorers on their team, their offensive is so questionable. I don't like the decisions I just don't like the decisions that they make sometimes. And they're very small. I definitely underestimated their height against the Sparks. They just have to play very small. So, but as far as steals per game versus their turnovers, yeah, they turn the ball over a lot. They're for sure they're 10% better 3-point shooters than the Dallas Sky. But, the Dallas Wings. But what I notice is, though, they don't take nearly as many shots from the field goal. Or around the same, I guess. But they shoot better. They're a way better shooting team than the Wings, right? So, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Wings, but I'm a little hesitant. I'm curious to see what Lee Uru's gonna bring to the table. Because if she gets another double, then yeah, But she's going against these two women who just got a little more than Lee. You feel me? We gonna see. Man. We gonna see. I might be geeking on that thought, but I don't know. I like both the teams, so we'll see. Okay, moving on. We got, if y'all stop by like her stream and leave a comment, let her know your thoughts. I appreciate that, Dame, for real. That's my brother in basketball. If there was a team, him and I'd be on the team. What position you play, Dame? I'm going to be like the point guard, the scoring point guard. I'm a generational guard. That's my build. What's your build, bro? Okay, so now we're going to Friday, June 27th with the Chicago Sky versus the Golden State Valkyries at Golden State Valkyries, who, again, has like the best crowd ever. Another non-conference game. Needs to knows. So Chicago, they are second in offensive rebounds per game. Obviously, they have one of the best rebounders on their team. And then Golden State Valkyrie allows the second lowest opponent offensive rebound percentage. So I'm guessing they box out. When I was watching the Valkyrie play, I don't know. They didn't really strike me as the types to box out for real. But okay, first of all, I want to say the Golden State Valkyrie is probably up there one of my favorite teams to watch. I really enjoyed watching Veronica Burton play. I think she's an amazing point guard. She really is their leader for their team. And then you got Tiffany Hayes. She's just coming back from a nose injury, so she's wearing a face mask, and she's definitely hooping like anybody in the league has ever wore a face mask and dominated. Because like the way her ability to finish at the rim is so good, she can get to the basket with ease. And then Stephanie Talbot, she's not averaging that many points per game, but she does a lot of things that don't go really on paper. She's a great she shoots decently, right? But she's hustling for them. I think sometimes she can be a little soft, but she moves around a lot, so she can distract the defense in a way that's helpful. And then Monique Billings and Kayla Thornton. Obviously, Kayla Thornton is their best player on their team. And so this team is going to shoot. Is one thing they're going to do is shoot the ball. They're going to let that thing go. They will settle for the three. Now, the Chicago Sky is a completely different team. They're so different than the Golden State Valkyries on so many ways. They are a big team. They're both teams. So Golden State is new, right? This is their inaugural season. So this is their first time ever playing together. While Chicago Sky have young people on their team. You can see them trying to build a system, but they are offensively like not sound at all. At all. They're all of their points are really sloppy points, bro. If it's not in transition off of a quick steal because they have really scrappy guards, it's off of like putbacks or, you know, big men. Just it's just very sloppy how they get their points. They don't really have an offensively sound team right now. Okay, they're a way more aggressive team than the Golden State Valkyries. So I'm a little concerned for the Valkyries in that aspect, but I'm not concerned for the Valkyries because I don't think the Chicago Sky are going to be able to keep up with the amount of shots that they're going to put up. So, like, they're going to work way more harder than Golden State Valkyrie. You get what I'm trying to say here? In a sense that, like, they're going to be trying to 3 possessions to get 6 points, whereas though they're going to do 2 possessions to get 6 points. That's what I mean by they're going to try harder. But Camilla, she gone. That's a problem for the Sky. A huge problem, bro. I'm concerned for them. Courtney Vandersloot. So they got Van Lith. That's what I was thinking about. Van Lith. She's coming off the bench, but I saw a lot of discord between her and Angel. In a way that it's like Angel was like very frustrated with her. Angel gets frustrated at all her teammates, but she was very frustrated with her Van Lith and her decision making. And you see that a lot. You just saw that a lot, man. I don't know how Timmy Fag Benelli is. Hold on, let's click on her real quick. What she brings to the team. She's a center. Oh. 10.3 points per. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her play yet. She all-team captain in college. The back 12. She was selected in the 3rd round, and she used to be on Minnesota. Okay, shorty. And she come back tonight. I got the Valkyrie, bro. 100%. We don't even gotta look at the stats. We're not gonna look at the stats. We're gonna keep going. But I got Valkyrie, bro. Definitely. And if she does come back, I don't know who she gonna replace in the starting. Maybe Monique Billings. I don't know. Still kind of learning everybody. But yeah, I'm concerned for the Chicago Sky for sure. Maybe Camilla not playing, like, you know, that maybe the Chicago Sky might end up thriving. And it was like, was she really the problem? You know? Let's see what y'all got to say. Says Angel Reese, good rebound game here. Okay, so we got... Let's keep going. So far, again, I have out of the Minnesota Lynx versus the Atlanta Dream, I got the Minnesota Lynx winning. Then the Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings, it was a very tough decision I had to make, but I'm hoping that the Dallas Wings continue on with their streak and they unlock something within themselves where they're like, yeah, we got what it takes to beat these teams. You know what I mean? They just had a tough go at it, but they getting better. And then I got Chicago Sky versus the Golden State Valkyries. Definitely, I got the Golden State Valkyries for sure. And it's not even based on their record, bro. I'm just looking at the big picture. Okay. 2 more games left. The game that I cannot wait to watch tonight is the New York Liberty versus the Phoenix Mercury. We're really gonna look at their stats. Okay, because I've seen New York Liberty play. I did not get to see Phoenix play. Look, their odds are +1, -1. The house has no idea what's going to happen tonight. And it's interesting that they're +1, -1 because the New York Liberty, they have the best record in the Eastern Conference. Whereas though the Phoenix Mercury are trailing behind the Minnesota Lynx, so their record isn't even as good. So I'm just like, what's going on? They really think Mercury's going to get this? And Sabrina just came back, and she had a terrible game last game, and they still won. She not going to have a bad game tonight, bro. I don't see it happening. Not again. Not Sabrina, bro. Okay. New York Liberty allows the second fewest opponent fast break points per game, and the Phoenix Mercury leads the league in steals per game. Can't wait. Can't wait to see them play. Woo, okay. So the last time they see each other was a couple days ago. It's this month. Phoenix Mercury beat them by 8 points. Maybe that's why the house got them. But then when they saw each other last year in August, the Liberty beat the Phoenix Mercury by 6 points. By 14 points. But here's the thing, though. Looks like the Liberty, obviously, they were really good last year. And the Phoenix Mercury, they were, I guess, decent. Don't know. But then before that, Phoenix Mercury beat them. And then before that, New York Liberty beat them. So it looks like these teams have been going at it for real. And if we go based off of just how it's went, it looks like New York Liberty, it's their turn to win again. They've been trading wins and trading losses, similar to the Sparks in Indiana. So let's take a look at the team leaders. This is my first time ever getting to see the team leaders for the Phoenix Mercury. I saw it for Stewie. Stewie, one of the best players in the game ever. She's a 4-time NCAA champion. She's a WNBA champion. She knows how to win. She knows how to score. Couldn't nobody stop her. Nobody could stop her the other night, bro. It's like, oh my gosh. And then Phoenix Mercury, we got Satu Sabali. She's almost averaging a double-double. Wow, she's cooking. And then Alyssa Thomas with 8.9 assists. Okay, they don't got the projected starters for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, let's just look at the injury report here. All these players don't even come back till like next year. So I'm not even really caring to look at this injury report. Not even going to lie. So what I will do though, since they don't have an injury report, I will pull up their last game. And we'll look at the box score from that. So let's go ahead, pull that up. See what's going on. And maybe just based off of that, we can go off of who might be starting. Okay? So last time they seen each other, which I'm actually really excited that we have this pulled up right now. This is stuff that I live for. Okay, so New York Liberty, Kayla Thornton, Betnai, Lainey Hamilton, Stewie, Jonquel Jones, and Sabrina. And then Kennedy Burke, Liani Fibic, Ivana Docic. And then these 3 ladies who didn't play. Here's the thing. Kennedy Burke was cooking the other night. So she obviously, I think she came off the bench last game. I'm not sure. She definitely didn't only play for 8 minutes last game. She went stupid last game. I don't know. I don't know the story there. But it looks like Liani, she had the most points off the bench. Most minutes off the bench. So, and she looks like she's their 3-point shooter because she took 4 threes. I don't think anybody who isn't a 3-point shooter is just out there from the bench taking threes. So obviously she is out there to shoot a 3. um, but yeah, last time they played, Stewie had 28 points. She shot 10 for 15, 4 for 4 from 3. She had 5 assists, 5 steals, 4 rebounds. My goodness. Kayla Thornton, 12 points. Bentnaya Laney Hamilton, she also had 12 points. I'm not really impressed with their rebounding numbers versus the Mercury. So something tells me that the Mercury, they play really good defense. Like, something's just telling me they were able to keep this team off the offensive boards, even though I don't think that they're like super known for that, are they? But the women certainly still were able to get their shot off. Sabrina was 6 for 20, 4 for 14 from the 3. Why were they leaving her open so much? It was like they were baiting her to shoot. She didn't really drain them, but let's go down here to the Mercury. And then we'll go into the stat muse. I really want to look at the Mercury stats and see what we working with. Why are they so good? So we got everybody in their starting lineup was in double digits. And when that happens, you really see teams win. Now, both teams had every player in their starting lineup with double digits, but Sophie Cunningham managed to... Wait a minute. Is that the same Sophie Cunningham that's on the Fever? Hold on. Yes? Wait a minute. Is this old? This is old. I could have swore it said it was from the 19th. Am I tripping? Hold on. They finna blow me. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Oh, this is from June 18, 2024. Then they just played each other. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. That just really pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. No. Am I getting myself confused? Wait, you say, is you really going to tune into that Liberty and Phoenix game? You better, though, gonna be gas. I'm definitely tuning in, but I'm confused. I think I'm confusing myself because we just seen the last time these two teams seen each other was a couple of days ago. Or am I geeking? So why don't they have that box score up? Like, what's going on? 6/19/2025. That's what I'm trying to look up here. And it took me to a game from last year. Because I'm like, wait, Sophie Cunningham. There we go. I wanted this box score. Here we go. Okay. I clicked on the one from last year. And I'm like, wait, Diana Taurasi? Like, Sophie Cunningham? What the hell is going on? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Goodness gracious. I was like, some of these players I did not see. Good Lord. Okay. Let's now we're talking. Okay. Okay, so last time these two teams seen each other, looks like projected starters are going to be Alyssa Thomas, Catherine, Satu Sabali, Sammy Whitcomb, and Monique. Damn, Alyssa Thomas had 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and only 1 turnover? Click on her real quick. And she went to Maryland. I was like, she's shooting 53% from the field goal, averaging 8.9 assists. Dummy. You know what I love though? She's not even shooting from the 3-point. And I like that, not because I don't think like players should be shooting from the three, but she obviously knows what she does well and she sticks to it. Like, clearly. Damn. And then Satu Sabali, she takes a lot of shots. She takes a lot of threes. They obviously rely on her to shoot. But she definitely has the ability to draw the foul going to the free throw line at least 5 times in the game. Now she looks like, okay, so she does turn the ball over a lot. I'm curious to see their stats, bro, as a team. Now off the bench, they had Khadija. Maybe it's Khadija. She played 28 minutes off the bench, while Catherine Wellsbed only played 15. And she only had 4 points. So obviously she didn't really. They were definitely going with Khadija. So Khadija might end up starting, or they might bring her off the bench. But Natasha Mack with 20 points off the bench as well. 20 minutes off the bench. They obviously go to their bench, though. They get some rotation in there for sure. Says a lot about their coaching. Okay. Let's look at New York Liberty. They got Stewie, Kennedy Burke, Jonquel Jones, Natasha Klaus, Sabrina. I think the cool thing about Liberty, too, is that they have a lot of continuity. They brought back... Oh, Rebecca Gardner, too. Rebecca Gardner. She can hoop. I really like watching her play. But see, look at their scoring differences, though. Look like versus their scoring differences, where you have damn near 4 players minus this starter right here in double-digit scoring, and then someone off the bench with double digits versus one person with 35. The next one's 16, and then nobody else is even touching 10. When I watched them play in their last game, I really enjoyed watching them. I just couldn't get over how easy it was for Stewie to score. So I wonder who's gonna be guarding Stewie this game. Let's look at their stat muse. I was being lazy. I did not feel like typing out Phoenix. Okay. So, their last 10 games, they're 7 for 10. And they've lost to Minnesota twice and lost to the Seattle Storm. So, obviously, they're losing the teams with great records. So, and they're beating all the other teams that are easy to beat. Not going to lie. Including the New York Liberty, though, who actually is like a hard team to beat. But the way that they're beating these teams, blowout, lost by 8, that makes sense. They did not blow out the Connecticut Suns. They only won by 6 against Las Vegas. They won by 13 against the Dallas Wings, which makes a lot of sense based on maybe what I'm seeing so far with their rebounding, just off the bat. They average 83.2 points per game. Now, I think the New York Liberty leads the league in like points per game. I think they do. Like, if we look at stats, out of all the teams, they score the most. But the Mercury are right up there with them with the 83.2 points per game. 25 assists, averaging 20 assists per game is lit. Averaging 8.7 steals, 3.5 blocks. They're shooting 43% from the field goal and 32% from the 3 as a team. They gonna throw that thing up there. They gonna let that thing go. Okay. They shoot really well from the free throw line. And they go to the free throw line a lot. But they also foul a lot. See, turnovers, they average 13.3. It's not terrible considering the league's average. Just based on all the teams, bro, I think the league average in turnovers is like 15. Hopefully that gets better, though. Gets better. But they do offensive rebound really well. Getting double-digit offensive rebounds per game. That's tough. Well, obviously we see why the Phoenix Mercury is so good. And they're on a 5-game winning streak. 6-game? 3 and 5. They're on a 5-game winning streak. That's the longest winning streak in the league right now. I kind of want to see. Let's look at the game highlights for this Mercury Liberty game real quick, and then after I see that, then I'll make a decision, and then we'll look at the final game, which is, I think Connecticut Sun is playing. Again, I don't know. I don't really see myself. Caring too much about that. Well, let's see. Yeah, the final game tonight is Connecticut Sun versus Seattle Storm, and the odds are plus 19. I definitely got the Storm winning that one. So, I'm not even going to look at that game. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm sorry to the Suns. I hope there's like an upset or something, but I'm not even going to waste my breath or my time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to have to set you up a Discord. I've never had Discord, nor have I ever used it. So I would like, see what's up with that. Because, how is that better? You know what I mean? Like, what would be advantageous? Not saying it wouldn't be. I'm just curious. Like, what's the benefit? Because I'd love to know. Okay, so one thing I want to see more from Natasha Cloud is scoring, but I understand she passes and she does that really, really well. Okay, so here goes Natasha, not really scoring, traveled, and she kicked it out to, I don't know who that was. Is that Rebecca Gardner, maybe? I don't know, y'all. Okay. Both teams are huge. Good rebound. That was Alyssa Thomas rebound? Question mark. Yeah, the Liberty do not box out. Okay, Sabrina to Shorty. Shot. Cooked. And these are just game highlights, so I can't really get the best read off of this, but I'm just trying to see. Damn. That turnaround was sick. All right, I'm not going to lie. Let's put the volume on a little bit.
Had it blocked by Matt. Got it back and puts it in for two.
Okay, Stewie at the top to Natasha.
Cloud for three.
Finally, we love to see it. Sabrina getting doubled at the top. Forced the turnover. So we might see that again.
The lane flips it up and in.
If we're talking about strategy, we might see some doubles on Sabrina early.
Stewart found an opening to the lane for two. And now it's held in the corner, no good. Ionescu nearly had the rebound, had it knocked out of her hands.
It is physical.
Wickham got a three. Rebound, chased down and secured by Thomas.
Damn, Alyssa.
Inside,
yeah, Noko cannot guard her, bro.
She is a handful. Nights off. And the W. We'll talk about this at halftime as Loxa left wide open inside.
Oh, they picking Sabrina up full court.
6 at the line, 8 points to lead the way for New York. Outside look, Wickham drills another three. Neither team really finding any sort of offensive rhythm. Free throw line jumper is good from Ionescu.
She pushes through it, gets on balance.
Alyssa sets the screen.
Thomas from the free throw line.
Wait, who's number 9 with the dread? With the
rock fest right now.
Two heavyweights, Natasha.
Hey, Natasha.
Yes. With 3:15 to go in the second quarter.
Who's with the ball to Shorty to Alyssa? Who just passed it to Alyssa?
That's Satu over Niara. Nice bounce pass, bucket, and the foul. Ionescu to Stewart. Off of those miscues.
31 to 34 in the second quarter, 2 minutes left.
In the lane, back to Cloud in the corner. Penetrating outside to Stewart for three.
Hold on real quick. See, sometimes Cloud gets really deep into the paint, bro, and then she just passes it when she could just also stop and pop. She's already that deep into the paint. The person wasn't even really on her. She could have stopped because she's long enough to do it. It's not even like she's small. She's actually really tall. She looks like she's 6'1", 6'2". She could easily just rise up. Cash money. But I respect her for passing it out to the best scorer in the league. So I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying, like, I see so many opportunities for her to score and she passes up.
Where she missed 2 games earlier this week. So obviously an unfortunate
they play
situation
out.
for the rest
Mercury's
of this game.
out.
We'll learn more after the game from Sandy Rondello.
Thank you so much, Tina.
You often worry about their lower body injuries.
One person
how hard it can be
One
on
more.
them.
Damn.
Yeah, she stepped on Sammy Wickham's foot.
Down Jonquel Jones and Yara Sabli's in Germany. The Liberty would be in a really
37,
tough
37.
spot.
Alyssa with the ball and Stewie. What a matchup.
Thomas
Damn.
for 2. Only teammates still on the Liberty roster.
Got Stewie again on Alyssa.
Ionescu
One more. Way open.
This is Westbeld. Hard drive. Finish with the left.
Okay. So what I'm seeing right now, Mercury, they're very patient on offense. They're composed. They don't look like they rush. They sometimes run like a 5 out, and then they do a 4 out, 1 in. They find each other.
Nine points so far for Ionescu.
They got a mismatch going.
Stewart down the lane, flipped it up. It drops. Count it and put her on the line. Over to
I like when Stewie goes downhill. Real quick, I know I keep pausing it. I like when Stewie goes downhill, especially on big players like on Alyssa, because nobody can guard that. You gonna have it's like she's too tall for a small guard, for a guard to guard her, and if she's too quick and can handle the ball really well for a center or a forward to guard her. So she's a so fun to watch.
Getting by Kalani Brown and finishes southpaw.
Natasha.
Cloud hit the accelerator.
Nice.
Kick out Stewart left alone. Money.
Alyssa, she getting cooked.
Brianna Stewart.
She did have 35.
Personal run.
47 to 46.
McConney, same spot. Same
That's her
result.
name, McConney. All right, McConney.
Cloud. Back to Stewart. Stewart beyond the arc. Hits again. But just
49 to
49.
49. Miss. Offensive rebound.
Natasha Mack. High energy,
Natasha
got the
Mack
offensive ball.
and
And Akala
McConney.
McConney is automatic.
She's a beast,
McConney
bro.
had just 5 points last night in the win over Connecticut.
Damn. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm starting to see the people, and the pictures are starting to come together based on like their scoring, the people I'm seeing. Whitcomb's obviously not afraid to take that three. McConney is quick off the dribble. I didn't see her take too many threes, but why she doesn't obviously need to. She can finish at the rim, and she got this pull up I really like. They are very versatile in their scoring. They got every layer of scoring, from threes, ball handling, a big presence in Alyssa. Is this Whitcomb right here? Who's this shorty? Is that number 9? Hold on. See if the chat's saying it too. Okay. My fault, Dame. Okay, we're gonna have to set your benefits. I feel like people can talk about sports in there. The one who support you can bring others in and get their voice chat and also look at games. It's a lot I could say, honestly. But you're gonna take it step by step. The YouTube doing a good pace, yeah. I was thinking about doing Twitch. Just keep grinding. Alyssa Thomas versus Stewie, the matchup to watch, and Sabrina versus Cooper. Is Cooper number 9 right here? Best scorer in the league is Kylie or Chill Twin. All right. She might have the most points, but is she the best scorer? I hope she plays tonight so I really get a chance to watch her play, because I have not get to see her play. I'm not ashamed. I'm just now getting into WNBA. This is what it's all about. People supporting the league more, and I encourage anybody to do the same and really get into it.
Again.
Okay, so
leading scorer for the Mercury.
it's Stewie.
Maureen Johannes inside the arc, knocked down the J. 54-53.
Good. Let's go.
2 on no one. Stewart the lay-in.
Damn, Stewie, why you had to push Shorty like that?
Tough pass behind Thomas. Ionescu. Lob ahead. Stewart the catch. And the finish. And the foul.
Okay, ended let's go. 5 minutes left in the third. They're up by 4. Okay, obviously that was working for them. Tough. Come on. Come on. I'm definitely catching this game tonight. If I watch anything tonight, it's going to be Mercury versus
Outside look.
Olivia.
Locked in. Here's Johannes on the baseline on one leg. Swish.
And it's like, it's not even like any team, like, bro, like, it's not even like any team is like having breakdowns in defense. Like, they just getting out offense. They just out scoring each other. Like, can y'all imagine if every team in the league started to look like these two teams?
The defense and laying it in.
Damn.
A history of winning.
Okay, let that. Best scorer in the league. I'm gonna see Nafisha. I'm gonna look up some Nafisha highlights and see what I've been missing. But Stewie is just, she's ridiculous, bro. She's always been ridiculous. Don't seem like she's slowing down anytime soon either.
On the drive, laid it up and in, plus the foul.
I kind of already got a feeling who I want on my All-Star team, which that is coming up next year on this docket. We are an hour and 49 minutes into the stream. So after I finish watching this.
Sabalin getting around the defense in the lane, put it up and in, and a too small gesture. And now Burke gives it up to Cloud. Shot clock winding down. Burke, fantastic look. Money.
So where did it go wrong?
Thomas.
That's what I want to see.
Hand off. Makoa Makani stays high. Thomas. Hand off to Loxa. Back to Thomas. Pass inside. Sabali for 2 plus the foul. This is Loxa. Mid-range. Jay is good.
Damn.
Stewart bringing it up the floor. Sabali to Ionescu. Ionescu back to Sabali. What a play.
Sabrina Ionescu, it was brilliant.
One more.
Threading the needle. Makes it a 2-point ball.
Good defense, Natasha. That's just a tough 3, bro.
20 turnovers.
So that puts it 74 to 79. Guess this is off a turnover.
Again.
She was hot.
Timeout New York.
Yep, 81 to 74. They went on like a,
bro,
look how far she was. Alright, I'm watching this. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm seeing how the Mercury managed to go up 10 with 2 minutes left in the fourth.
Down the stretch. Johannes. Over to Cloud. Cloud to Stewart.
Yeah. Okay. Now I see what happened. Now. Okay. Let's talk about it. Personally, they need to expand out 1 or 2 more NBA. They are. Next year, they're going to have 15 teams. One's going to be, I honestly forget the 2 states at the moment, but they are expanding to 2 more teams. I'll pull that up right now because I was looking at that. There's like a, don't laugh, but I pulled up like a WNBA fact because I just wanted to learn a little bit more. And it's under the frequently asked questions, like how many teams are there in the league? And there's 2 more. Here it is right here. Pull it up. They're about to add 2 more teams. And they'll be coming next season. So, looks like Toronto and Portland. So we're going to have a team in Canada and in Portland. So 2 Eastern Conference teams. So if it's 13 teams right now, there's more in the West. They're going to add 2 more for the East. And it's going to be, it's going to be 8 teams in the East and 7 teams in the West. Which means if they want to even it out, they'll probably add 1 more team to the West. But yeah. Yep. Okay. So after just further review of what went wrong for New York Liberty and Phoenix Mercury in the 4th, Shorty, I don't know who she was. Shorty was making threes from the logo. Okay. 2 back-to-back threes. And then we just had guards just really hot. You feel what I'm saying? Like the Mercury, their guards were shooting really well. Hold on. Looks like Makani was really hot, and then Shorty was shooting. What was it, Lacasa? Or was it Lexi Held? One of those. And no, Sammy Whitcomb. You feel me? She from Australia too. Whitcomb from Australia. All I'm saying is, they went on this crazy run with like 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And I'm not saying they couldn't do it again, but the fact that the Liberty was able to come back and score like 4 more points and they held Phoenix scoreless in that last minute or so, kind of just proves that I feel like tonight New York Liberty is going to take that W. And one of the things that I'm hoping that the coaches are going to capitalize on was their ability to force the turnovers in that first half of play when you saw them doubling the guards at the top of the key. And so I saw they had like back-to-back steals on that. And then one thing that New York Liberty or that even the Mercury can continue to do is pick up Sabrina full court and then meet her at the half and maybe try to draw that double. That looked like that worked for them as well. So I got New York Liberty. Yep. So one more rundown. One more rundown of the games tonight, and then we'll move on to the All-Star, and then we'll wrap up today's stream, cause 2 hours is like longer than I've gone. I think I went almost 2 hours, maybe yesterday. I don't remember. I don't know how I can talk for 2 hours straight though. It's kind of crazy. That you think about it. Nafisha Stewart and Aja top 3 scorers. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so it's going to be tough to do the All-Star. And apparently today, if you vote today, your vote counts for double, which is cool. Okay, so tonight I got Minnesota Lynx beating the Atlanta Dream. I have the Dallas Wings beating Indiana. I have Golden State Valkyrie beating the Chicago Sky. I got New York Liberty beating Phoenix Mercury. And then I have Seattle Storm cooking the Suns. Smoking them. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm sorry. Yep, that's my projections for today. Okay, let's do some All-Star voting. The All-Star game, All-Star weekend for WNBA starts July 18th, 2025, Friday, July 18th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. That will be the skills challenge, and then the actual All-Star game will be July 19th, Saturday, July 19th, 2025, and it is hosted. Where is it going to be at? I think it's going to be in somewhere in the West, I believe. WNBA All-Star. It's going to be in Indiana this year. So it's going to be on the East. Yeah. Which makes sense. Like their fans have been lit. That's where they also gonna have the Commissioner Cup is gonna be in Indiana too. But yeah, so let us vote. Woo, I'm excited, bro. Okay, so we get 6 front court options and 4 guards, so we get 10 options. We get to pick 10 people. Sheesh. Okay. I want to see Nafisha play. I kind of feel like I'm just going with what the world says by just selecting her because I have not seen her play yet. So it's like, yo, I'm definitely voting for Stewie. I'm locking that in right now. Now this is sorted by points. Damn, this is hard, y'all. This is too hard. I'm definitely gonna do Aja. Shorty just had her 5,000 point. I definitely want to do Alyssa Thomas. I'm doing all front court first, and then I'll do guards. Matter of fact, let me go to rebounds. Actually, let me do assists first. And let's just do front court. I'm just going to go Nafisha, yo. I can't deny the stat line. And everybody hyping her up. I can't deny it. Ooh, I might do NECA. I only got 2 positions left. So right now I'm looking at NECA. Okay, so far I have Stewie, Aja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, and Nafisha Collier at my front court. I got 2 more people left. Honestly, I'm looking a little bit towards Azare. A little bit, bro. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy watching her play this year. Obviously, Aaliyah Boston, she seems like an obvious pick. But I'm also like, there's Satu Sabali. In NECA, I'm leaning back towards NECA again, bro. Oh, and then you also got Alana Smith. This is, we can't go off of that. We can't. We got to be really intentional with this. I really like how Rakia's been playing. I hope she gets picked on some second string type time. I'm going to go with NECA, bro. I'm going to lock NECA in, and I got 1 more in the front court. Let's look at fantasy points. I'm just curious to see who leads in that. Damn. All the top people in the fantasy is right here. Y'all can tell I'm a fantasy player, bro. I had no idea it was going to look like that. That is so funny. That's really funny. Okay, let's go back to points. That's hilarious. Oh, this is tough. Let me go back to assists. I like how Derek Ambi plays too. All right. I'm going to lock it in with Satu Sabali, bro. Yo, I just did it. I just locked it in with Satu Sabali. And it was hard for me because I really wanted to do Aaliyah. I really did. I feel like she might just get the popular vote anyway, with or without me doing anything. But it's official. This is my front court. I got Breanna Stewart, Aja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Nafisha Collier, Nneka Ungamike, and Satu Sabale, bro. That is my front court. Let's go to the guards now. And we only get 4 guard spots. This is gonna be hard, but I already kind of know who I want. Off the rip, right? I'm going Paige. I want Paige in there, obviously. I want Caitlyn. I'm going to vote Caitlyn. Obviously, I want Sabrina. And I want Paige. So, off the rip, now I got to make a decision on one more guard, bro. This is tough. I really like how Veronica Burton's been hooping. Unfortunately, and her team does not have a bad record. Why do I only get 4 spots, bro? Come on. I even like Lexi Hall, but I like Kennedy Burke, Sammy Whitcomb. Come on. They making this Tiffany Hayes, Chelsea Gray, Sonia. They making this way too hard, bro. Darn it. Let's see what guard is rebounding really well. Ryan Howard leading the charge with 5.3. I almost want to just do Natasha Cloud. But, she doesn't score enough for that, man. Kelsey Plum been hooping too. She's always been my favorite. Obviously. This is hard. The Kelsey Mitchell, yo, she could really shoot that 3. Sugg Sutton been hooping. I think I'm going, it might be Kelsey, bro. Unfortunately, it might be Kelsey. Or I can go with Sky. I like how Sky been hooping too. And her team got a better record than Kelsey's. Oh, I like Ariel Atkins a little bit too. Not gonna lie, I like watching her play, but I'm not gonna pick her over. I might go with Sky. I really like Tiffany Hayes though. A lot. Damn. I'm gonna go with Sky. Bro. And I'm probably premature with Paige right now. I think I'm voting for her out of popularity. I just really like her. I've always liked her. But if you look at Kelsey's team and you look at Paige's team, obviously Kelsey has a better team in a sense, but I really like what Paige adds to the game. Kelsey Plum, they ain't nothing against her or nothing like that. You feel me? You would think it really should be her where Paige is at, but I'm gonna go with Paige, yo. I really like her. I really like the Dallas Wings. All right, I'm locking it in. I got with the guards, I got Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, Paige Buchers, or Buckers. I don't know how to say their name. Paige Beckers, and then Skylar Diggins. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. Oh, I got to sign in real quick. Let me sign in. I think I used this email when I signed up. It asked me if I was a robot. I was like, no, I'm not. And it froze. Oh, it froze on me, dummy. It froze on me. Okay. Then once this is done, we'll wrap this up. We'll wrap up today. Oh, that's what it was. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I can vote again tomorrow? Oh! Wait, I can vote every day? Vote again here tomorrow. So you're telling me I could have been voting every day? Different people? Here I am thinking I only get to vote once. Oh, fans. Oh, so these are 2 for 1 days. Fans to have their ballot count twice. So Saturday. Oh, okay. I guess. I don't know. I was confused. I thought you could only vote once. I don't know. I don't really care for sweepstakes and stuff. But. Alright, community. Today's been fun. It was just focused on WNBA. That's primary. Despite the NBA draft second round wrapped up yesterday, I'm really locked in with WNBA right now. Obviously, once preseason comes and I'll be on the lookout for all the trades, the free agency deadline, I will be locked in on those as well. But right now, most of my time, attention, energy is dedicated to the WNBA. It's been a lot of fun watching this week. Just getting to know the players, getting to know the women, seeing how much talent and how fun it is to watch the game. It's slowly but surely developing. And I think that's my favorite part about it. Is we get to witness the rise of the WNBA in our generation. And then when I get older, Lord willing, if I have kids, I'll be able to say yeah, it's going to kind of just be how it is now. When I hear the old heads talk about it, I'm going to be an old head talking about the WNBA and who was nice and stuff like that. And just seeing how the league is going to develop. It's going to eventually, they're going to be dunking and everything. I can see it. It's going to happen. But yeah, ton of fun today. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for the returners to the stream. Thank you to all the new people that came. I really enjoy it. It won't just be YouTube, right? Eventually I'm going to grow this into something more. It's going to be something better than I ever anticipated. But I do appreciate everyone support at the time that I'm at now, where I'm only getting 30 views, 50 views and stuff like that. Again, check out my YouTube short if you haven't already. It got 1.8 thousand views in only a day. So I was like, okay, this is what's up. So I'll maybe I'll do another YouTube short soon. Who knows? But yeah, again, as always, if you know bull, you know ball. I hope you have a great rest of your day, your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.